These are the songs that I said I didn't want to play today. Oh shit! Yes, I left the pub early. I left the party early. As soon as that second goal went in, I'm like, oh shit! I should have left in the second half. As soon as the second half started, I'm disappointed, but I'm not upset. I don't know. It's a weird dynamic. I'm for some reason I don't feel like throwing shit. I don't feel too vexed. I don't feel too mad, but I am disappointed for the simple fact that I picked us to win this game. I should have on the kit right now. I just took the shit off. Right? I'm at the pub with all the Arsenal. There were two City fans in that motherfucker. Two. One, two. I counted them. And they were louder than a motherfucker. Deservingly so. Game of two halves, first half, second half. Listen, I don't even know what to make of it, right? There was a left-footed England international today in a final at Wembley, and the one that shined bright was not the guy who makes 300K a week. Nico O'Reilly stole the show. I don't mean to scapegoat Saka, but we have to talk about this. He had 90 minutes today, undeserved. He had 90 minutes against Leverkusen, undeserved. He had 90 minutes versus Everton, undeserved. He keeps getting played, and it's not based on merit. Now, the air went out of me, completely out of me when I saw the lineup and I saw no Timber and I saw no Eze. I'm like, shit, this is not good. However, this team is still good enough to go out there and perform. Right? If you remember the 2011 FA Cup final, or this final with us in Birmingham City where we lost, where we had our big guns playing. I think we had Fabregas, we had not Fabregas, we had Van Persie, we had our mainstay players. No one can name any one of the Man City of the damn Birmingham City players, right? Now today we were missing Eze, we were missing Timber, but this version of Arsenal was close enough to City to do something. And in the first half, it seems like they were up for it. We should have scored on the 8th minute. Kai, big save from Stretford. Should have scored. Rebound to Saka, should have scored. Didn't. And this at that moment, I'm like, okay, don't take your chances against this Man City team. You can be punished. And the second half was kind of like the Leverkusen. It was kind of reminiscent of Leverkusen, where a manager who is tactically astute, like Pep or the Leverkusen guy, saw us for 45 minutes and figured us out. And said, you know, a second half, we're going to do this, this, and this. And they immediately came out in the second half and was all over us. And we couldn't respond. Now, I know I'm gonna hold a lot of heat for the Kepa thing. Because I did say I don't care if Kepa starts. If Raya starts, I understand. If Kepa starts, I understand. Now, Kepa for the first goal was at fault, big fault. A lot of people are blaming Zubimendi. I can't blame Zubimendi there. The ball shouldn't go through your hands as a keeper. Kepa fucked up. He did. But that's what happens when you put pressure on their goalkeeper. Donnarumma wasn't in that goal. Why didn't we put pressure on them so Trafford could make a mistake? This is what happens when you put people under pressure. There was no pressure on their goalkeeper. Except for the big save in the first half. We did nothing. We offered nothing. Now, there was a still shot showing at the beginning of the game while we were still in it, while it was back and forth like a chess match. And I see a shot of Eze and I see a shot of Timber on the bench. And I'm like, this game will call for a moment of brilliance, and we don't have it. Kai in the midfield is a failed experiment. We've seen that for time. Now, Kai isn't the reason why we lost today. I think he tried. I think he tried his best, but he is not a midfielder. He's a second striker or he leads the line. That's what it comes down to. Yeah? You can get away with that against Carrier Almighty. You can get away with that against Wigan. You can't get away with that in a final. Now, Eze was a big miss. And I was of the opinion that he was going to play because many, many times we have seen players like Eze and Timber, Trossard, Odegaard, Saka limp off the pitch, call for a sub, and they're starting the next game and go on to play a full 90 minutes. We've seen this before. But I don't know what this. I'm disappointed, but I'm not upset. If anything, I feel relieved in some sort. And I can guarantee that some of the players feel that way as well because now the quad shit dead. Get it out of here. It wasn't happening anyway, right? And now it's not. Now, we were expecting the quad not to happen because we don't expect us to win the Champions League, or I don't. But this is the first final, the first trophy that was available to us. I was expecting a better performance. In the second half, we just completely crumbled, unless I'm seeing something else. But that's what I saw. I saw us crumble in the second half. And because we were okay in the first half and we're still in the game, I have to put that on some of the tactics. We're right. We were still in the game. We created a chance and should have scored, right? I don't expect Mikhail to go on the damn pitch and score that goal for Havertz. But in the second half, when we're getting completely overran, I expected him to do something. Something. Do something, goddammit. Don't play with your goddamn beard. I know. Do something, my brother. You know? But listen, Waffle Don, I don't know, brother. I see him in your chat more than I see him over here. I see him in your chat. I see him in over by Gary. Don't waste the trip. Big up Gary. Big up Waffle Don. But I haven't seen him here for time. I haven't seen him. I haven't seen LFC Monster. I haven't seen Why Not. Haven't seen Dreadly Frame. Haven't seen. There's a bunch of men that don't come over here anymore. Don't know why. Don't give a fuck. It is what it is. But you have to ask him when he pop up in your chat. Was he not in your watch along? Don't know. City are the quad busters. Yeah. Their quad bubble was popped by Real Madrid. They popped ours. There was, unfortunately for them, there was no blowback, no hangover from their shit performance midweek. They performed shit midweek. They performed good today. We performed good midweek. We performed shit today. We could not get up. We couldn't get out of our half. We could not cope with the Man City blitz in the second half. Don't know what, but I'm feeling meh. That's how I'm feeling. Sure, I'm not. I wasn't gonna hide. I promise you, I was not gonna hide. Bluebird. 10 minutes of something, then 80 minutes of nothing. Arteta masterclass. They could play 4 Jenkins, but wouldn't matter because Arsenal doesn't attack. Just stink out games. We had nothing. We had nothing going forward. First half, Kai had to score that. The tactics in the first 10 minutes were looking good. Like, okay, we're getting behind here. We're doing bits. It kind of is reminiscent of us in the second leg of the PSG in the Champions League semifinal last year. I mean, for 20 minutes, we were good. We huffed and puffed. After that, nothing. We had nothing to offer. Nothing. Yeah, to big up the Scants. You know, I'm glad Arsenal could brighten up your day. See what I did there? Brighten up your day. This was a 2-1 Brighton. Big up the Scants, man. Hey, joins. Morning, day, afternoon, and evening all. It wasn't good. It was not good. Was not a good performance at all, my friend. Show. Love your show and your music. Now, big up, Mo. Big up, Mo. I hate the music. Glad the algorithm found you, and I appreciate you liking the show. But I did say earlier on the earlier stream, win or loss, I have to be back here to show my face, right? If it was a win, I'd be here later because I'd still be at the pub celebrating, right? But a loss, I have to show my face and take my licks. You know, it's all good. It's not, but it ain't. Condolences. True fans don't deserve this shit. Jacques learned about capitulations just like in history class. For some reason, this don't sting us, man. Maybe it's because where the league thing might materialize. Because I've said for time, and I have witnesses here in the chat, I will say these guys could have won this Carabao and go on to fuck off the league. So, in that sense, losing the Carabao, you can still go on to win the Premier League. I don't want to see heads hang or none of that. Right? This was a final. It was a one-off game. You do what you do. City were better than us on the day, and we move. Yeah? Blunderman strikes again. Never trust this coach. I tell men all the time. Now, it was the old guard players that was out there for the most part. I don't want to use it as an excuse, but I felt some type of way when Eze wasn't in the lineup. I was like, oh, shit, where's the creativity going to come from? And the first half, it looked like we could have gotten away with it. But the second half, he just figured us out. We got figured out, and there was nothing. Now, Saka, it was an England international today. Left-footed England international who showed up. How is it that a left back, you know, is getting in such good positions in our box? Is this the Calafiori effect? Why Calafiori is allowed to just run all over the damn pitch because Pep allows his left back to do that? But none of that first goal doesn't score if Kepa doesn't have his head in his ass. Now I know I'm gonna hold one from TJ and from Dal because I was saying I don't care if it was Kepa or Raya, and I still don't. I understand why he started Kepa. I do. Now, in hindsight, which is always 2020, he got it wrong. And I can admit that as well. Citizens for Life is just the Mickey Mouse Cup. Nothing special, really. It's special for us, Citizens for Life, because we don't win shit. And this could have been the end. Like yesterday, I was like, yep, yesterday, March 21st was the end of Arsenal's trophy drop, because this was supposed to be the beginning of something. Now, Arsenal Football Club, you have to make sure. You see that trophy that Pep just won that Citizens is calling for it's calling a Mickey Mouse Cup. That was the very first trophy that Pep Guardiola won when he came to England. And if Arsenal Football Club have anything about them, they will make sure it's the last trophy that he wins as the manager of Man City. Because should he leave this year, you have to go on to win the FA Cup and you have to go on to win the Premier League at Man City's expense. They are no longer in the Champions League. They are full on for this domestic cup treble or this domestic trouble. They're on for it, as are we. So fix up Mickey Mouse Cup. But yeah, I understand it. You as a City fan can say that, but for us, starved and famished, I'm disappointed. I'm not as angry. I didn't throw a chair or leave the bar and leave the pub like what the but I do feel aggrieved that we got figured out so easily. And that he couldn't adapt and couldn't adjust to it. 31 of you locked in. Big up to everyone. Thank you for joining us for the tears. You know what's messed up? We got, as we got closer to match day, I said, we got that bum Kepa in goal. Don't worry. And then he showed up. I hear that. He fully shit the bed. And it is. This would have been big for us, Citizens for Life. It would have been big. But it's a consolation for you lot. Because I think this is what Pep's fifth or sixth time he's winning this trophy. How I felt last season when we lost to Newcastle. Gutted. Now I see Cav keeping that energy, and Cav is on some, let's hope we go on to do the Liverpool thing. And we might. Now there were two streams yesterday that I was on, and I'm saying I don't feel comfortable calling the league yet, because if they can beat us at Wembley, they can beat us at the Etihad, right? And they can beat Crystal Palace. That's their gaming hand. That's the scenario that I'm laying out that puts them 3 points behind us with 15 points to play for, because we play them match week 33. And that's why I'm not ready to declare Premier League over. Now, in the event that we get back from international break on April 11th, we beat Bournemouth, and they drop points. They don't even have to lose. If they drop points to Chelsea, then it's a different conversation. Then I'm fully saying, okay, the big one is ours. We let the small one get away, the big one is ours. But I hear scans. Saka ain't the guy. I don't know where people will get it. These favorites and the old guards just stopping change and growth. And today would have been the day for him to take a risk. But, the spectacle and the optic of being in a final, he was especially with Odegaard that in the team, he was always going to start Saka, which he shouldn't, because going into the game, everyone was saying this: play your best team because it's a final. Okay, if it's our best team, Saka doesn't start because he hasn't been our best right winger this season. I don't even have to go back further and further. I can just go back to the last 3 games. This one, Leverkusen and Everton, he was poor. He was poor in the first leg against Leverkusen. That's why he got hooked at the halftime. But every single game since then, he has played a full 90. And from the second goal on, I didn't see shit. I paid my tab, I got out the pub, and I left. I was like, nope. I can't. I'm not going to sit there and just watch the City fans run riot. And I'm like, I'm just going to get out of here. If Arsenal want to win trophies, they need Raya and Eze. But injuries aside, Citizens for Life, we still have to find a way to get without these players, because Eze could legitimately hurt, right? He could roll his ankle, right? Because you're missing players. You're missing your best center back in Gahey and still find a way to keep a clean sheet against Arsenal. Couldn't keep a clean sheet. Couldn't stop a nosebleed against Real. Couldn't keep a clean sheet against Tottenham. And their shit, they lost 3-0 today. Ooh, shit. Today could have been a perfect. It's set up. I walked into the bar, Tottenham are 2-0 down. He scored a third goal, and I'm like, oh, shit, it's happening. Tottenham are going into the relegation zone today, and we're winning a trophy. Forrest understood the assignment. We didn't. We didn't do our bit. But I do believe if Eze was on the pitch, I would have felt some type of way. And the reason why I predicted a 1-0, I wasn't on this 4-1 and this, none of that. The witnesses are here. It's been 1-0 that I've predicted. I thought we would Stinkhouse a win. You know how Wahaha said earlier that we would shithouse 10 minutes of trying, 80 minutes of nothing, and Stinkhouse a game? That's what I thought we would do for the 1-0. But my God, big up Mel, big up Wira, big up all of yous that are here for the tears. I won't cry today. Disappointed, but I'm not upset. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? But Saka definitely ain't the guy. Missed the second half. First half was 50-50, 100. Well, but Havertz had a clear-cut chance. Big save by Trafford, by the way. Big save. But you have to score those. You score that, it's a different game. We had to score first. We had to. They score, we kick off. 2 passes later, they have the ball and they're coming onto us again. It looked like Liverpool versus Galatasaray. It was one-way traffic. What's going on? What is this? We had nothing this game. We had 0 attacking patterns, 0 pressing, 0 passing, nothing. Kai in the midfield is not it. It's not it. Never been it. Won't be it. He ain't the guy. Yes, you can get away with that shit against Wigan and Carry Out Almighty, but this is still Pep Guardiola. Big up, bro. Views. Love my bro. Love for the raid. But nothing. 0 zeros across the board. You guys were better in the first half. We went like a half hour without a single shot. Yeah, we started the game well. And that's why in the thumbnail, I'm saying second half dominance. Because they did. Pep went back there, came out, and figured out. He had the formula. He figured us the fuck out. The same way we got figured out by the Leverkusen manager for the second half when he scored first. Like, they came right out the gates and went and attacked us and scored in like the 47th minute or some shit in Germany. Today, the way City came out in the second half, they knew something. They knew where the weakness was. And they attacked it and attacked it and attacked it. And it was tactical. The second half was a complete tactical adjustment, a tactical masterclass from Pep. Because essentially, O'Reilly scored the same goal twice. The first one was an absolute gift from Kepa. But we have gone down before in a game of football and responded. There was no response today. There was none. And I can't blame that solely on Eze being out the lineup or Timber being out the lineup, because I think Benny Blanco actually played well. But Saka, poor. I'll say it again. There was a England international, a left-footed England international today that shined bright, and he was not on 300K. It was Nico O'Reilly. I don't know how. I know Man City played great wages. They playing 300K to Nico O'Reilly. I mean, they're paying 300K to Donnarumma, and they're playing 300K to Gehi, but they're not paying Nico O'Reilly 300. Saka, you were supposed to be the man today. You had the armband. It's written in the stars. Wembley, London. The stadium was red. There was some blue sprinkle in there. With the stadium. Saka, you got to rise, my bro. These are the times you're supposed to rise, and you didn't. This is where the noise comes from when people say he's world class, and we say, no, he's a very good player, but he is not there. No. He was poor today. He was poor against Everton. He was poor against Leverkusen. No fight, says AJ the Mod. No bollocks, no passion, no heart, no trophy. Saving grace is the 9 points ahead, the 9 points clear, and the hope, the sheer hope that we get by Southampton in the FA Cup, and then we draw Leeds or West Ham in the semis, and then we're back at Wembley. But City are still in it. Liverpool are still in it. Chelsea are still in it. Ben White and Kepa can't handle crossing. If they play, we are cooked. We're cooked to a back post cross. Kepa has to catch that ball. He has to recognize the danger and catch that. Zubimendi's on the wrong side of Orielly, and even if he was on the right side of him, Orielly has the height on him anyway. Poor all across. Who's surprised Constra and the coach crumbled with no plan? I see him throwing water bottles, and after the second goal, I'm like, what did you think was going to happen? You know that Man City know how to turn a screw. They turn a screw pretty damn good. And once they got their foot on your necks, when they figured you out, they figured us out right after the second half. It was so obvious. That's when you get figured out, when you know you have no answer to the test. Pep had all the answers and just kept turning the screw, turning and turning and turning. And even the best defense, which we have, will crack under pressure. There's only so much you can hold out. Pick up, AJ. We look like a relegation team. Long balls, knockdowns, nothing else. Our CMs can't pass through the lines. And I was expecting Kai to win a couple more of those duels. He is like 6'4". But it just was, brother, he was the worst one on the pitch, was he not? How poor was he? I'm saying that. And another talking point joins, and I appreciate the segue. We're talking about put your best team out. Put your best team out, right? Part of putting your best team out, you have to understand the matchup. For example, if you are a left back, right? Calafiori typically plays well against Man City, but we know Nketiah is the better left back, right? Saka might be the better player, but goddamn, Madueke, he has to feel the grief at this point. And he did come on for what? 20-something minutes, 24, 25 minutes? But Saka playing a full 90 today, my God. And I knew he was going to play a full 90, right? Because he just, the optics of him being subbed off in a final seemed to be more important than winning the game. Weaver says, I would have picked Diamond and Mascara Eze over Trossard. Eze wasn't going to play today, my friend. Havertz isn't it as second striker. He's roaming 10, but you got Eze who's better. Once I saw Eze not even in the lineup, I still had to hold on to the 1-0, right? Because if I had picked a massive score, say I had predicted a 4-1 like Gianni or a 3-1 like Dow, then I see Eze not in the lineup, I would have paused and I would have changed my prediction. But a 1-0 can be a stink house, it can be a stink fest, it can be a set piece, what have you. So I held on to the 1-0, saying, okay, it's a final. In that first half, the players seems like they had something about them. The second half, it just seems like they figured us out. We couldn't get space. We couldn't play out. Even when we got the chance to knock it long, players up the pitch, we would kick it straight to a blue shirt. What in the hell? Big up to Suge. So big up Taryn. And the chat, hit the like and subscribe. What a fucked up game. I shouldn't have wasted my sleep for this team. I'm disappointed that I had hope. Suge, I left the bar at the second goal. At what point did the second goal go in? At the 60th minute or something like that? Yeah, on the hour mark. Yep, I told the lovely bartender, I said, Olivia, tab, please. My tab was, I had 2 Stella Artois. That's all I had. It came up to 16. I gave her $25 and I got the fuck up out of there. She was nice, you know? But my God. This. Whew. Chelsea been players fucking up. No surprise. But it's a final. We're Kai Havertz has played in the Champions League final before. We're expecting him to do something. I think Eze was a big miss. Coming off his performances, I know the players are looking around, probably asking themselves, where is the moment of quality going to come from today? It's not going to come from Declan unless it's a set piece. It's not going to come from Zubimendi. He's going to be defending today for his life, right? And it wasn't going to come from Kai. Now, Kai could be on the receiving end of something that could turn out to be something big. So it had to be, the moment of quality today had to come from Starboy, Saka, not Diamond. I think this was a bridge too far for him to throw Diamond on. I understand why he didn't bring Diamond on. But after you go down 2, all that shit is out the window now, bro. Now it's just try anything because what you are doing hasn't been working, and for 45 minutes you've been under the cosh. You got to expect an English double. This was one of the doubles for me. Prior to the transfer window closing, back in September, I said Arsenal can do a Carabao and they can do an FA Cup. I don't think Arsenal can do the treble and the quad and all this other shit, especially with the transfer window that Liverpool had. So that's the disappointment because I actually picked us to win this cup beforehand. Then we get to the final, I'm like, okay, shit, it's written in the stars. It's going to happen. Don't lower the bar of expectation. If the expectation was 4 trophies, you're forced to. But there is some consolation in 9 points clear. But the fact still remains. If they can beat us at Wembley, they can beat us in Manchester. Right? Now it's 6 points. They can beat Palace in the game of football. That game is at home, I think. I don't know if their game in hand against Palace is a home or away game. Either way, Man City can beat Palace in the game of football. And then it's 3 points with 15 points to play for. That's when it gets tricky for me. That's why you have never seen BBK say or tweet or none of that the title is done. There were quite a few Arsenal fans doing it, even on this side of the fence where we're skeptical and we're conservative with our approach. I'm not there yet. And those numbers that I just laid out is part of the reason why. Mikel has been running away from playing attacking football. When we say attacking football, that includes passing patterns and passing moves. You know what? It's the crazy thing is, Joins, is even when our players are in an attacking posture, you see them pass timidly because they are worrying about what happens if we turn it over. I have to get back into defense quickly. So even when we're in attack, they're thinking about defending. And it shows in our play. That's why it's so slow and it's predictable. You see the free-flowing movement, right? The passing patterns and move that O'Reilly and Bernardo Silva were displaying out there. Like, why was O'Reilly there in that position to begin with? Patterns and move. His movement isn't limited by his position. It's crazy. Karma Serena's fed up. I want that fool out today. Poor display from us today, Karma. Poor. Dio. There's an APB out on Dio. There's an APB out on LFC Monster. If you see them, send them to the carpet. But I do see Dio in other spaces, though. Premier League pendulum swings in City's favor. 9-point gap has to mean something. Don't go easy on Arteta. The shit show was unacceptable, says Ryan. It was poor. It was absolute ass. There's the link for Karma Serene, people. She does great. She does some great reactions. Big her up. Show her some love. Saka is finished and it's just getting in the way. Kai White, Saka, Odegaard, these guys just remnant failures and get in the way. I've been saying it. They are scared juice. You've been saying it. Fair play. You have been saying it. But it's going to take a different coach, a complete change of the guard for this guy to get moved on. The game of 2 halves. You bossed the first half and let 10-man City go in confidence. Arteta has a Wembley hoodoo. 10 men. I don't know about the 10-men piece. But, because Haaland... Haaland was trash. It's a typical Erling Haaland in a final performance, right? The Champions League final, he gets bailed out by Rodri. The FA Cup final last year, he gets a penalty and refuses to take it. Gundogan takes it. Henderson saves it, and they lose that final. But unfortunately for us, the guy who won them that final wasn't playing today, right? Man, it was a big loss. Yeah, right. It's at this point, who don't want to see it, AJ, or people who don't want to see it on purpose, or they just blatantly like Bukayo Saka because he has been poor for time. And since the modern fan has recency bias, I won't even summon them back to September, October when Saka was poor then as well. I'll just summon them to the past 3 games we played. This one included the final big game where he's wearing an armband against Everton, where a 16-year-old had to come on and save us, and against Leverkusen, where he was poor over both legs. So poor in the first leg, he had to get subbed. Yeah, man, blessings. Shit day of football, but we're blessed to be here to complain about such things. Yeah. 3 4 years of title run, and they still seem scared. I'm a bit tired of this team. I hear it, right? It's it's dead football fatigue. Yeah, show your face, Mr. Cousteau. Top good extraordinaire. Big up to Tony. Yeah, I'm sorry too, man. I'm sorry about. I walked into the bar and I saw you tooling the line. I was like, shit, because I knew Tottenham would shit the bed. But you're right there. You're right there. You know, they got 30 points. You got 29. You are right there, my friend. And I actually think you will pull it off because I don't think Tottenham win more than 2 more games. I think they beat Wolves, might, and they will beat Leeds. Every other game for them, I see a L, and they must win those 2 to stay up. But I think you have a good chance to stay up. So big up to Tony from West Ham Hammers TV. Big him up every single time. Declan Rice is that caliber of player who belongs in the same conversation as Darren Fletcher, Gareth Barry, Nicky Butt, Jordan Henderson, who are solid, reliable midfielders, but nothing special. The moment of quality was never going to come from him unless it's in the form of a set piece, right? It was going to have to come from Saka, or he would have to bring on Max. Other than that, it's everyone looking at everyone to ask who's going to carry us to victory today, right? And normally when you're looking for leadership, you're looking for someone to rally the troops. You look at your captain. Who was wearing the captain? He was poor. I don't know who was poor, him or Trossard. Did Trossard do anything good today? Anything? Probably my final season watching Arsenal, man. It's long. We're going to win the Premier League, says Mo. And I think that's going to be the talking point that's going to try to quell the fire that's ablaze from today's shit performance, because today's performance was bad. And can you imagine if Man City was still closer to us, right? Had they not dropped the points they just did and they were still within striking distance, this would have swung the pendulum the entire different direction. Now, fortunately, still 6 points clear, but we have to play them. So 6 turns into 3 real quick. Big up to Kwaja. Heads dropped after Kepa. You can't trust goalie that can't do the basics. He definitely cost us today. There was no pressure put on Trafford because you if we're going to put some pressure on Trafford, maybe he makes the same mistake, but you have to. He made a mistake because pressure was applied. Big up to my bro, the Waffle Don, because he's a midfielder by Trey O'Reilly. Freedom of movement. He's allowed to pass and move freely, not pass and worry about, oh, let me get back into a defensive posture. That's why he was on the damn line, right? On the wrong side of our DM is their left back. That's freedom of movement. You know what I'm saying? That in reality is he's a midfielder. He is. What a game from him today, by the way. Raya gets us the extra time easy. Now, in the FA Cup on April 4th against Southampton, yes, Kepa plays. Kepa plays. In the semifinal, if we draw a Man City again, or we draw a Liverpool, he has to start Raya. If we draw Chelsea, you can play anybody. They're shit. Right? And we have already beaten Chelsea with him in goal. But when the opposition is of a certain ilk, if we're going to be playing the current Carabao 2026 champions in Man City in the FA Cup, or we're going to be playing the current Premier League champions in Liverpool, you have to start Raya. You're allowed this mistake, Mikhail. You wanted to reward Kepa for getting us to the final. I understand it. I don't agree, but I understand. Now, you have to learn from this and know that in the final of the FA Cup, should we get there, you better not fuck this up. O'Reilly isn't an actual left back. Your fan base needs to take an L for calling him one. Yeah, we know that. We know that for him, and we know that for Skelly. He lines up there, but he gives you an overload in the midfield. And it's the goal-forward instinct that enabled him to be in goal-scoring positions to begin with. I don't know what, bruh. First half we were decent. Second half we were utter shit. Utter shit. Oh, swear to Christ. It's the trophy drought continues, Doc. It continues for another 2 months, right? Because we could win all our games, win 5 more Premier League games, you're Premier League champions by May 7th, right? I think at home against Fulham, we can clinch if we are about the business. So, yeah, a little over 2 months. FA Cup, I'm not sure when the FA Cup finals is being played. Champions League, I'm not even thinking about that. But the trophy drought continues. It's not even about the loss. We didn't even put up a fight. We didn't lay a glove on them second half. And I'm separating the halves purposely, Ryan. Because first half, we should have been up 1-0. And it's not because we created an abundance of chances, but the chances was clear cut. And Kai Havertz is supposed to be clinical, especially in finals. We've seen him do it. We got battered in every single way possible. That man came out and said, nope. It's mad. Sorry to hear that, AJ. Sorry to hear that, my friend. Condolences to you. Yes, please. Condolences for our mod god. This Mickey Mouse Cup needs clinching so it could trigger Arteta to go all out in every other game and play with zero abandon. Now, I love your optimism. I love how you connect this to that, but we have 6 years of footage of this Mikhail guy. He is timid at best. He was timid and cautious in his playing style, and it shows in his management style as well. He is more influenced by David Moyes than he is Pep. Think people associate him with Pep because he came to us straight from Man City, but the influence that David Moyes has on this man, you can tell the way he sets up his team that the attack isn't really his thing. And I would go as far as to say that football that we played in 22-23 was a pure accident. That was no tactical tweak from him. Because if it was tactical tweak from him, we would see bits and pieces of it against teams. Especially against the lower level opposition. We would have seen bits and pieces of it. We played the same way against everybody. They are just backup dancers and should assist and score, but Mikel's always playing them in front, putting them front and center. Yep. What sport they knock us out now? I'm not even thinking about the champs right now, AJ. This one is still fresh. Cherky doing keep-ups mid-game. I didn't even see that. First half, he was anonymous. First half. Holland didn't do shit all game. Bernardo was out here just punching and fouling and doing all kind of shit. Man was on Trossard's back trying to give him a damn a doggy back ride and shit. First half, we had to get something out of that first half. Once City went into the dressing room and made their tactical adjustments, we were done. Yep, 100%. And I know Skelly is looking at this guy, but this guy just took my spot in the England job, and he just took a trophy from my club in the position that I'm supposed to be in. Big facts. City didn't need to boss possession to have a pie in your face. You need to deep that. They were clinical. The one chance that fell through us, we missed. Chance fell to them, bang. We wouldn't even consider spending millions on Rodgers had we had someone proper managing. Skelly would have been that type of player. I hear that shout. I definitely hear that shout. If City lose to us, give Resident a statue. Don't dream, it ain't happening. Yeah, I don't. I actually think Chelsea are gonna pull their pants down for City on when they come to the bridge. Mikel has no answers to Pep. He can't beat him. We ain't doing anything at the Etihad. We will turn up for a draw. This guy Mikel never disappoints you. All right. So it's not that I'm timid or I'm scared to say that title overdone and dusted. It's because it's only 3 points when I lay out the things the way they're laid out for me. Right. We got to go there, and I do think they can beat Palace in their game in hand. That makes it a 3-point game with 15 points to play for. I don't know why that's such a big, such a negative take when I go in these other streams and these other platforms. It's not the same city. It's not, well, shit. It's not the same city, but they went to Anfield and won. Better versions of Man City have gone to Anfield and lost. Yeah. And this is the first time that Pep has beaten Arteta since the 4-1 back in 2023. So it's been draws, 5-1, 1-0, but a whole bunch of draws in between there. This was the first time, and it just happens to be the one that counts the most, didn't it? Big up the Dragons. Manners and respect, my G. Saka such a shit player. He was dead out there today, man. Dead. Nothing. No business starting. I agree. And if none, you must feel aggrieved. And not that I'm saying that because I got some kind of soft spot for Madueke. I just think Saka has been poor. And on the form of merit, if we're going to be running a meritocracy, he needs to hold bench. Your best team is Dauman, Eze Dauman, and maybe Trossard behind Merino. Don't even want to give him that out right now for him to make up shit talking about, oh, if Merino, if Timber, if this, if that. You know, we had enough to get something out of the game today. Or we had enough to perform better than that. Second half was a dud, Mel. I don't know what that was. Nani was on a run, but he got dropped and moved to left wing. All his form went away. His focus is gone because you want to play Saka. So this is bad management, Joins. And I agree. This is poor management from the gaffer. Because they were in control. That was a flex. That's a mental jab. I remember Pep did the same thing away at Old Trafford. They beat Manchester United 2-0 and he made 0 subs. Sending a message like this is a training session. That I can beat you with making 1 sub, and when you got to come to us, if the title is close, we're going to move to you. Ain't no way Bayern accept that. Oh, yeah, Bayern are not going to accept it. But the point that AJ is trying to make, the broader point is that we need an upgrade. You know how we're talking about how poor our left wing play is? Now we can talk about both wings have been poor. You said you predicted a clean sheet, which made me laugh. But at least you saw it low scoring. Yeah, 1-0. I was expecting a stink fest. And for 45 minutes, it was so. You know? And predicting Arsenal to keep a clean sheet isn't a crazy take in any comp. Because we're very good defensively. It's just the attack. Where was MLS endowment minutes? Facts, you know? Like in a game today, right, where we have the captain, Odegaard, who's injured, Eze, who picks up a knock. Could today have been a good day to play Ethan Nwaneri, an actual 10? When I saw the lineup, I'm like, oh, shit. The only attacking 10 we had available today was a 16-year-old. After $1 billion spent, in excess of $1 billion. The only attacking 10 or attacking player on the bench. Well, Nani is an attacker, but wide player. The only attacking midfielding option we had today was a 16-year-old. Make that make sense. Big up Kwaja. Big up Tyson Mitchell. And big up Dabrowski. E. motherfucking Ross.
Maybach music.
Finally the herbs come around. Me get it by the phone, yeah. Come, Mr. Talent, Mr. Summer ganja planter. The ganja farmer. The ganja, excuse me while I light my spirit.
Excuse me while I light my spliff. My wife will kill me if I smoke in the house. Or I would have fired this up. I needs it. To calm my nerves, you know. Saka being cold turkey after wages boosted. Yeah, he went full Alba. That's what the chat said he did. He went full Alba, full Ozil, full Mo Salah. Once that 300K hit, boom. Hunger goes. Man, don't run as fast. He's not as crisp on the turns, not as sharp. Like, man, 300 bags is hitting the account today, regardless of how I play. You can play great, you can play shit, you're still rich. One-way traffic. We just set up roadworks, putting out cones. Those cones and the reflective drums on the highway. City made that look easy. They made light work of us in the second half, my people. Kai striker, that chance fell to him. I was expecting him to lift that over Trafford. Just be composed in that minute because the goalkeeper did the basics. The goalkeeper just spread himself wide, pause, and Kai, you have to see that. And then you just lift the ball over him. I'll tell you what, Gabriel Jesus in that very same play would have chipped him. I think Gabby J is one of the only players in this team. And now the rest of his game and the rest of this, but when he gets in those positions where he should chip the keeper, he always gets it right. Kai, you have to lift that ball. When the goalkeeper is going to ground and making himself as big as possible, compose, take what the defense gives you. Because the goalkeeper was committed. Coward football from Arteta again. Sorry for your pain, says Chronic Red. Yeah, cowardly football. You know, I'm glad the rivals see it, and I'm glad you, man, call it out. Because when we say it, they call us names, bro. They call us names. Just get behind your team and that. Now, full disclosure, I haven't seen anyone's content. Big up to Bro Views and Shane. I haven't even seen the lethal reaction. I haven't seen what Guns and Northside are saying. But I know them men are doing numbers over there. There's probably 45,000 people over there right now watching, crashing it on them. But why? We're the ones that's been demanding us to win and shit. Show Miss Manila some love, people. Love Bell. If we played Wigan, we still would have lost. All right, Teta out. Big up to Gavin. Long time, my friend. Glad to have you back. Big up to the Raiders. Second half tactics were for pens, not an attempt to play. Good shout. That's a good shout, man. Big up. Congrats to Man City on the Carabao. They really deserve it. You know, it wasn't to be, man. We tried. Big up to Kimani. Salute. Big up, man. We are here. Losers again. It stings. It does sting. I'm not gonna lie. BBK, be real. If Norgard played next to Rice, Havertz would have had the confidence to roam forward like a 10. You were lacking without Eze. Yeah, I think, but the thing is that the level that Eze does it at, I don't think Kai can. Kai can make the simple passes. He can do the simple things well. But Eze has the ability he has quick feet, can get out of a tight space. Kai can't. Kai gets into a tight space, he's falling over. Or he's losing the ball. I trust Eze in the tight space, bang, 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 because City, they hunt the ball in packs when they lose it. When we lose the ball, we rush to get back in shape and say play through us. And then damn, City played through us. But I fully understand what you're saying, Kai in the 10, but I think Kai in the 10 is a failed experiment at this level. Against Wigan, yes. Against a Carrier Almighty, yes. Against Pep and a damn Ballon d'Or midfielder, no. It won't work. Hasn't worked. Will never work. That's one trophy from Impossible 23. The receipts. Big up to Static. Can't wait to catch your review, my friend. Big up to Taran in the chat. My brother, Gianni. Worst defense City we had, and we don't attack. This is ridiculous. Cowardly. Yeah, man. It's the same shit every game. And that's, you know what, Andrew? That's why after I played the Oh No, I legit played, where's my damn soundboard? Where the fuck is it? Can't never find it. My eyes are going bad. Same shit, different day.
Same old shit, just a different day.
It was the same shit. Nothing going forward. Arsenal, you know. Known for our attacking prowess, had nothing. Mike Thief is in shock. I'm disappointed, but I'm not as angry as I thought I would be. Bad boy Zubamendi got manhandled by a teenager. He got the wrong side of him. Even if Zubamendi was in the correct position, the way that ball came through Kepa's hand, O'Reilly's going to get to that ball at his highest point. The colossal fuck up was allowing that cross to come in the first place. And then the chain of events was Kepa. Damn, that was an assist. Damn near. O'Reilly couldn't believe his luck. Like, I can't miss from here. Big up to Ozzy and said, evening, Agal and Christian said straight after the game that this was a free hit. They are the problem. A free hit, After 20 something years of no Premier League, after 30 years of not this cup, after $1 billion spent and 6 going on 7 years with Arteta, a final is a free hit. What are these men talking about? Like, who raised them? You know what I'm saying? Like, who raised these men? You got to slap. Unacceptable. Talking about a free hit. Like, what are we doing, man? Yeah, that's what he's on. Saka is on 300K. I'm sure Nico O'Reilly is nowhere near that level, but he showed the levels today. Takes too long on the damn ball. Yep. I see he got the ball in a one-on-one. Takes so many damn touches. There were 4 City players around him. Like, what you think they're gonna do? Just let you just glide all over the pitch? How can anyone be surprised? Kai missing is expected. He shouldn't be playing shit football. Play because Mikel doesn't coach attacking football. We had nothing because the team is not coached to attack. Man, we are on the ball, and man, them are more worried about our defensive shape when we're in possession. That is crazy. From he had the armband, I knew we were not winning. And that Havertz starting. Now, with Eze out and Ethan on loan, Max is 16. I understand why he would put Kai in there. Because the next option is to put Saka in there and play Nani right wing. And I'm not sure if Saka would have been good in the middle of the park either. You know what I'm saying? So there is a series of fuck-ups that led to that second half. Zubamendi start and ruin Havertz. Go look at Havertz heat map, and Zubamendi made it look like a 4-3-3 when Google showed a 4-2-3-1. Yeah, I don't think Zubi was great either today. Yeah. One of the things that why I even predicted a low scoring game is that none of these players have played in a final before. You know, I watch a lot of NFL. I consume a lot of NFL. I know NFL players who've played in the NFL for 6, 7, 8 years, get to a Super Bowl and freeze in the final. So these guys, even in the tunnel, a couple of them look nervous. But the first half, those nerves should have been gone because the first half, they were okay. Yeah. He wasn't up to the levels today, Andrew. Definitely. No balls from Arsenal. No heart, no passion, no urgency. Arteta out. It seems that way. The fact that he has played 90 against in this game, the Everton game, and the Leverkusen second leg, and he's been poor in all 3 games. He's been absolute ass. Without Diaz and Gahey and a center back, yeah, Kuzmanov was on a center. I was on a yellow. You know what I mean? How was Trossard left alone with too many in your own box for the second goal? A series of fuck-ups. Our attitude stinks. Hear it? Completely. Big up to Sean. Big BBK, zero creativity in the midfield. All the wingers are anonymous, and Gyökeres had no service. None. We were dead today, man. You know, we can add this to the list of games where we've talked about this was the worst performance today, and you leave it blank, and you pick 10 random Arsenal fans and say, go fill in the worst performance we had all season. And they could pick this game. They could pick the Leverkusen first leg. They could pull the Wolves 2-2. They could pick the Sunderland away game. They could put the Villa game. They could pick the there's been so many, but those are 5 just off the top of my head. But we've been so poor. How can you coach a one attack plan? Been saying this all season. You can't keep running away from playing attacking football. Mikel has been doing that for years. It catches up every time. And it's always going to catch up to you in the final, isn't it? Now, if this was a final against the damn Coventry or something, a lower level opposition, we would have had enough quality to get over it. But in the EFL Cup, when you're going to face one of the big boys from the Premier League, it will catch up. I fully hear that. City didn't need 65% possessions to get the W. Arteta needs to learn from this, but he doesn't. That's one of my biggest problems with him, Weira, that either he doesn't learn or he takes so damn long to react to what's an obvious mistake. I saw the cameras pan to Eze in the stands, and I thought it was the subs bench. My bad. Yeah, I saw that same shot. He was sitting right next to Timber, eating some sunflower seeds and chilling. I'm like, shit. Because had this been the case, Wira, had Eze been fit and ready to play and he benches him, oh, shit. Based on the form that Eze's been on and he's going to do that, mad, bro. Couldn't get into any bar, ended up watching it at home. I'm glad I didn't waste my money. I ended up about 2 Stellas. They came out to about $16. I put 25 on the counter and walked out, my friend. So today cost me $25 up the road. But the crowd was nice. A lot of Arsenal fans in there. 2 City fans. City fans were loud as hell. Yeah, had me a Stella. I wanted something else, but when I walk in, the damn bartender, because that's what I got the first time. When I walked in, she just assumed that's what I'm getting, and she fucking pours it. Because, you know, bartenders, they like to do that, to prove that they remembered whatever, so you can tip them nicely. Yep, 16 for 2 of them, E-Ross. You know, I was ready for a party. I was just going to warm up before I got to the hard liquor. Because had we scored first, I would have ordered me some Crown. Yeah, so I left a big tip. Pause. Who are you, Delulu people believing in Kai Havertz? Like, seriously, why would you platform a guy that's never closed? Make it make sense. The best chance fell to him. He had to do better there. Had to. He shit the bed. Nico scoring both goals just show how poor Saka was in his defensive duties. Sell Kepa immediately. Pathetic performance, says Dabrowski. Dead. Another one. DJ Khaled style. Another pathetic performance. I was saying before you popped in, bro. That was the worst performance of the season. Leave it blank. And you send it to 5 of your Arsenal mates, they will send you back 5 different games. And every game that they would send you back would qualify for our worst performance of the season. This one included. It was good though. It was nice and cold. Yeah, nice and cold, Stella. He lost us the FA Cup and the Carabao. It means it was against United. Now we lost it due to him. Same old Arteta, Jace. Same old Arteta, same old Arsenal. I knew it. I told you. 1-0 I was going. We end up on the receiving end of a 2-0 battering. What are we meant to do? I left the game in the 89th minute, knowing I was going to get in trouble if I stayed till the end. You know what? Someone is missing a TV. There is an Arsenal fan somewhere in the world, if they're in these United States, are going to Best Buy tomorrow to buy themselves a new TV because they smashed the old one. Same old Arsenal, Gaza. I left it. The second goal went in, I asked for my tab, and I walked out. Whatever else happened in the game, you man gonna have to tell me, and I'm not watching that shit back. Scared football to get you anything. Yeah, scared money don't make no money. The double is on. Champions League is way too hard. Now all of a sudden, squeaky bum settings. Ethan away on loan when he can play in the 10 because you don't know how to rotate. I will never rate this coach. Player talent is carrying him. Player talent and a badass, robust defense. Forget the double. Just give me everything to the league because we need to get one trophy over the line, and it's the only one I have confidence in. Yeah. All of a sudden, that 6-point gap is taking the sting off this trophy that we just lost. And I'm saying 6-point gap for a reason, and you know why I'm saying that. Nothing in the midfield, man. Absolutely nothing. Big Bro Sue said, big up, Matt. Definitely don't blame you if we played well. I don't feel so bad, but we were ass and cheeks. Only last season, Saka was being called world class. Not over here. Not over here. We have plenty of receipts. Yeah, Deer somewhere catching his breath. The curse. Yep. Go full Abba. And every player we are interested in are buying fucking defenders. Where's the attackers and creative midfielders? The thing is, at this point, Andrew, are we even sure we want attackers to come play for this guy? Because what attacker has come to Arsenal and has thrived? What attacker has come to us and has taking that next step. None. They either get worse or they flatten out. And that goes for all the attackers, even Eze, Saka, Trossard, Jesus, Everts, Madueke. Every single one has just flattened out or gotten worse. It's not a Wembley hoodoo when it's crunch time. Mikel ain't doing anything. That's just who he is. He wanted to win a trophy today by any means necessary without doing the necessary things. You know what I mean? That's what it was. Top Gooner, Top Gooner, Top Gooner. Big up Cousteau, man. Before this match, my brother Arteta told me we will bottle it. He is known for it. And was he not right? BBK, you had you clinched this Carabao, would you show more chest than you go on to get the Premier League? No, because I separate these things completely. The reason why I don't have any chest for the Carabao right now is because a 3-point lead with 15 points to play for, I don't think it's safe with him because of the way he plays football. Exhibit A, just look at what we just did. And I do believe someone said in the chat earlier that he is going to go to the Etihad and play for a draw. I think he will. What happens when we play for a draw? We lose. Someone earlier also said he was playing for pens. What happens? We lose. I don't think we're going to go to the Etihad and win. Now, when we get back for international break, if we get the win against Bournemouth and we play first, we play ahead of them. If we get the win and they drop points to Chelsea, then I will have more chest. I will damn near say it's over. That's risky, but I would say, goddamn, even he can't fuck this up. Or if we had already played Man City and it was a 9-point game, even with the game in hand. But the fact that we have to play them, the fact that they can directly take 3 points from us and have to depend on no one to get it is one of the reasons why I pause. Saka will never be good until he does his primary job as a winger. Yeah, beat your man and pass the fucking ball to the striker. How about it? Yeah? This team was built to platform Saka, and he's not a goal scorer. We are poorly balanced strategy all wrong. I wonder what Bertha is thinking about this. Because I know Bertha is watching this, and he's seeing that something is off. He's not blinded by the 9 points clear. He's not blinded by the quarterfinals over Leverkusen and possibly semis over Sporting Lisbon. He's not blinded by any of this shit. He is looking at this holistically, right? When you're as experienced as he is, you don't get dopamine, you don't get flashbangs and sidetracked. You step away from the tree and you look at the forest as a whole. And I'm sure he is seeing something that's concerning. You know? Liverpool most likely destination involving a Gakpo swap deal. Oh, for Olise, yeah? Okay. I was saying something about you learning about capitulations in these history class. Yeah, y'all. Now you know why the older guys like myself, we've seen enough fuck ups to not to put too much chess out there. Rice has his qualities, says Kimani. But chance creation isn't his thing. It's not. That's a fair shot. But Arteta still wants to force the 8 issue, swap him with Zubi. Yeah, Declan, cleanup man in front of the back four. Declan set piece, that's his thing. But yeah, he ain't no creator, bro. He ain't no fab. I've been saying this for years under Arteta. We would been fuck all, and then I'll still say that. And you've been right so far. Yeah. Where we at? Who's getting timed out? No one should be getting timed out. I don't see any abuse in the chat. This coach had months to have a plan. He had one thing, but running and defending, he's fucking shit. Go and get an offensive coach. Coach is a dumb prick. Yeah, we knocked Chelsea out, what? For time? Like, we knew what this final was going to be about. And it seemed like he just stumbled up on him. Like, he didn't do his homework. City fans called Donnarumma bench a gamble, and I think it makes the loss worse for you guys. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think if we had put pressure on Trafford, he probably makes a mistake. But the pressure was one way. It was one way. All the pressure was on fucking Kepa. Sean says, our Zubi, Rice, and Havertz, zero creativity, zero forward movement, zero forward passes, just defend on the mind. Yep. And that right there is instruction for me. Like, these guys don't want to go out there and just run around without the ball. That That's what she said. Well, that's what she said. That's what she. That's what you be telling them, Mateo. That's what you told Rebecca. Your finger just slipped. Zubamendi is absolute shit. Did not have his greatest game today. Never wanted Kepa to begin with. Fair shout. And on the back of today's performance, I'm not mad at you, but I understood why he started Kepa. We should. Big up, Manny. Manny said we should in all caps, have kept Emi Martinez. And Kepa was poor today, but frankly, we'd have lost even if Raya had started. Maybe we go to Pence. Maybe Raya doesn't gift or give Nico O'Reilly an assist, but yeah, hindsight is 2020. But like Manny was saying that he was fine with Kepa starting. I share that sentiment, but the mistake is fresh in our head, and the recency of it makes you want to slap the shit out of him. Kepa has the league start a finding club. He's starting against Southampton. I know that shit. John says, I genuinely think the defense felt uncomfortable with Kepa in goal. He also has zero distribution. Could tell after that foul he gave away at the keeper was out of his depth. Yeah, I don't even know what that was about. Yeah, man came out and it was wrestling with Doku, Yeah, that's it. It shows in the football. Like your eyes will never lie to you, Like, where is the Wenger influence? Imagine a coach, say one of Wenger's assistants had left Arsenal in like 2007, 2008 or so, and then go out and take another club. And the football is looking like this. People are going to ask the question, there is no way he learned that from Wenger. Because you remember, people were saying that Wenger ball was better than Brazilian football at one point. In 03, 04, 05, 06. Pep didn't influence this man. He may have taught him a thing or two, but the more his influence is so evident in his play. Crazy. City didn't even have to try hard. How we sat back and crumbled. We didn't even turn the screw. Who was Kai marking? Man is jogging around. Trossard not stopping. Build up from Turkey. Mikel can only coach the system. This is a poor tactician. He can't adjust. That's why it's like. Need to run a DNA test on Arteta. I swear he has no Spanish player. He damn sure. I mean, even in his playing days, he never, his play, his influence. He's from Afghanistan. Basque football is traditionally ugly. Yeah, makes a whole lot of sense, don't it? Spurs and Forest and Spurs scored against these, man. We couldn't even get out in a final, a final. Should have left. Like, if we're gonna ask the question, did Arsenal leave it all out there? I think these men think the game was gonna kick off at midnight or some shit. Like, this is the warm-up, this is the practice. Nah, this was the real game. Man City showed up, we didn't. Man was doing long balls after long ball. Yeah, long throws, even Declan was taking long throws. You know what I mean? Every week it's the same shit. We play for 20, 30 minutes, then sit back, shit management, shit tactics. Tired of it. We are, and so are the players. You remember when they caught Declan lip reading when they said fucking shit? This is what he was talking about, Andrew. Yeah, I fully agree. They're tired of it. You play 4 games in all camps before you play City. City just have to play 1. Watch Arteta blame the fixture schedule. 100%. Right? And we don't kick another ball until what, April 4th? FA Cup, Southampton, full rotation there. All right. So by the time we play City, you should have Eze and all these men fit and ready. Because you will need a moment of brilliance, because they will be better. We can't be any worse. That was all Arteta. Big up G. Will said that was all Arteta. We had no attacking threat out there. This fucker refused to change this tactic or add any attacking force off the bench. Like I said, Arteta ain't no fucking winner. Now, remember, let me drag your memory back to this, people. When he brought Max on against Everton, I asked the question, do we think he brought Max on because Norgard wasn't even in the squad that day? Because he is a like-for-like dud. This guy, he loves a like-for-like. And I'm of the opinion that, brother, even though we needed a goal, if damn Norgard was in the team, maybe Max would have came on for someone else, but he wouldn't have been for Zubamendi. But because of the way Max goals scored, that it completely, the euphoria and the youngest to score in the Premier League and all this shit, it covered up the fact that he did that. But Norgard wasn't in the squad. Like for like is his thing. Yeah, man. Collie buds. That's what we do for Broski Eros when he comes through. Alba won the FA Cup and the Golden Boot, but Saka plays no matter what. See, Alba signed the big deal after that, after the FA Cup, and then he went full Alba. Ah, man. This hopium your fans are juggling is too much, honestly. Hopium, dopamine, it's all mixed in together, right? It's the dopamine that leads to the hopium, isn't it? Right. This is now Real Madrid plays soon. Are they? They're kicked off. Yeah, the Madrid derby. I probably need to go catch the Madrid derby. So please forgive me if I skip us up or some other comments. Love, I appreciate. I did have to come on to make sure that I pay my taxes. Pay my taxes to the fans of football and to the people who watch and support the channel. Wasn't gonna hide. Big up to Red Skull. Big up to Hendo. Yeah, you did. I'm not hiding from it. 100%, man. Big up to the general upon the ground. With Vex, with Mud, Quad reloading. If anybody see Boy 10, you tell him. Tell him what we're gonna tell him, then tell him and tell him what we told him. That it wasn't happening. I fully hear it. Fun fact, Collie Buzz was raised in my country. Right, yeah? Okay, cool, man. Dig you up for that, just filming. But people, love, thank you for your time. I'm going to go watch some actual football now. It's Sunday. It's 1 p.m. It just passed 1. I want to thank you all for joining me today. It is a pleasure to have your time. I know some of you came for the tears, and when some of you came to say, I told you so, I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. Thank you all for being here. I will never, ever take your time for granted. So thank you for being here. Like I always say, take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, we are gone.
Busy body, busy tonight. Joanna, for the result, nothing to discuss. Cause I can win by default and without money fall on you, banana fall on you, brother fall on you. If I tell you, say I love you, oh yeah, beauty too. My number one in tutu. Baby, calm down. Yo, this your body, it puts in my heart for lockdown. Oh, yo.